Chances are you've been here before. Maybe not this exact stretch of road, but some road somewhere. You've been putting in too many hours, perhaps, not getting enough sleep. Or you took some cold medication that made you drowsy. You might have found yourself driving on a long, lonely, boring, flat, deserted, tedious stretch of road. Luckily, you realized you were starting to fall asleep. You caught yourself before it was too late. Or maybe you didn't. Ooh, now that might wake you up. Hi, I'm Colby Chester. For me right now, drowsiness wouldn't be dangerous. But then again, I wasn't really driving. This is just TV make-believe. But out there, out on the road, it's for real. You're not off, and you don't always get the opportunity to learn from your mistake. Your Northwest Ford dealers understand. Driving drowsy is a serious problem, and a sneaky one. We'll all be better off learning how to stay heads up at the wheel and get home safe. True or false, people over the age of 40 are more at risk of falling asleep at the wheel?
True.
True.
True. True.
The answer is false. The greatest incidence of drowsy driving accidents occurs among those under the age of 25, with 20-year-old males the most common victims. In fact, 78% of drowsy driving crashes involve male drivers.
Yeah, I get plenty of sleep.
Sure you do. But the truth is, 20-year-olds often don't get the sleep they need, so they're more at risk than their parents. No matter what your age, though, when your brain demands sleep, it's no longer your decision. Let me tell you a little bit about how that works. If you haven't been getting enough sleep, that's a debt your brain needs to collect on. And one way or another, it will.
If the sleep debt becomes large enough, then the person can fall asleep uncontrollably, often without realizing it. We call these microsleeps.
Microsleeps. Short naps lasting just a few seconds that you may not even be conscious of. Maybe you think that's not a big deal, dozing off for 3 or 4 seconds, until you consider the fact that at 60 miles an hour, in 3 seconds, you've just traveled the length of a football field. In 5 seconds, almost twice that. Think about it. Now, this doesn't mean the rest of you drivers are off the hook. Almost anybody can be at risk. Truckers and commercial drivers, for example, who put in long, irregular hours on long stretches of highway, a potentially dangerous situation at best. Shift workers. Of the several million people who work odd or fluctuating hours, more than a quarter of them have had fatigue-related driving mishaps in the last year. Older drivers are especially at risk in the mid-afternoon hours. And anyone with a sleep disorder like sleep apnea, especially one that he or she may have and not know about.
Sleep apnea is felt to be more common than asthma and epilepsy in adults.
Apnea can increase the risk of falling asleep at the wheel by about 300 to 700%. If you're tired and don't know why, ask your doctor. If you want to put a dollar figure on the damage caused by drowsy driving and sleep-related accidents, here's a wake-up call for you.
Thousands.
Oh, yeah.
$50,000.
Millions.
Probably the hundreds of millions.
Multi-millions.
Billions of dollars. That's billions with a B. But the dollar figure is insignificant next to the human toll from drowsy driving.
I think the emotional side of it is the hugest damage that happens when people are hurt.
One way or another, we all end up paying the price. This ever happened to you?
I actually dozed off for a second. I woke up, I was on the opposite side of the road. I've actually done it, and I fell asleep at the wheel and plowed into the back of a Hudson.
The road's straight, car's going straight, everything looks good, you know, no need to pay attention.
You're driving along, and suddenly it occurs to you you can't remember the last few miles. You realize you're tailgating or drifting across lanes and jerking yourself back just in time. Or you find yourself failing to notice traffic and highway signs.
Please, Nicky, just a second I'd like to run.
Or when you lose focus for an instant. Ever noticed your head starting to nod? You know, you can't seem to keep it upright? You might also catch yourself yawning frequently. And if you've ever experienced the rude awakening you get when you drift onto the rumble strip alongside the highway, you've been driving drowsy.